This lesson continues working on iOS BLE characteristics from the previous lesson. When the iOS app connected to a BLE device, then the app will discover the device services. And also, the app will discover the characteristics of each service. In the previous lesson, we learned how to get the characteristic UUID. And in this lesson, we will walk through how the app gets the name of a characteristic. In the previous study, we are at this point. To get the characteristic name, we first discover the characteristic descriptor, so we write a code here. And then, look to see what information we get from the iOS core Bluetooth. We write a function to get information on the characteristic descriptors. Let's run the project to see what the variable descriptors contains. I have a device here which have two characteristic names, command request, and sensor data. Let's connect and see. The app found two characteristics UUID here. And also found two characteristic names command request and sensor data. Look at one descriptor. And we will parse this content to extract the characteristic name. So write a code to extract the characteristic name like this. You can study more to know how it extracts the characteristic name. Let's add characteristic names variables in the classes before running the project. Let's run the project to see how we extract the characteristic names. Connect to the device. We see that the app extracted the characteristic names as shown here. Now go to the detail view to display the characteristic names. When you run the project, you will see the app get characteristic names of a device service like this. When we connect to a device that doesn't show characteristic names, then the app will show no name. You can empty this characteristic name variable if you want to. Many characteristic names predefined in Bluetooth SIG, such as manufacturing name string, heart rate measurement, etc. shown in this document. So we will write a code to parse the predefined characteristic names. We just parse the characteristic names based on the core Bluetooth characteristic user description string. Now we parse the characteristic names based on the predefined name. If the app cannot find a characteristic name from the user description string, it will look at the predefined names. Let's write a function to extract the predefined names. In this function, we set some predefined names in a dictionary, and then we write a function findChar's name to determine the predefined names based on the UUID string. Here, we set the variable noChar's name just for comparison. After we find predefined characteristic names, we will display them. Let's summarize. The app first is looking the characteristic names from the user description string. If it cannot find it, it will look for the predefined names. If the app cannot find names in both cases, then it will post no name. When we run the app, we will see like this.